Learn it? Did you want to fight? Is that the deal?
Whoa, bro.
Fight?
Hawaii County Police Department arrested and charged Miller with disorderly conduct and harassment following an incident in a karaoke bar in Honolulu on Sunday night.
A couple in Hilo have filed a temporary restraining order against Hollywood actor Ezra Miller after Miller allegedly barged into their bedroom.
A guy in that bar declared himself as a Nazi. I have it on film, and he attacked me.
I claim my Fourth Amendment rights to not be unlawful. Hey, you just touched my penis. Please don't do that.
That they alleged Ezra was grooming their daughter, Takata Iron Eyes, and has been doing this since Takata was 12 years old.
Another parent comes forward with allegations against the actor. According to the Daily Beast, a Massachusetts mother and her now 12-year-old child were granted a temporary harassment prevention order against the 19-year-old actor.
Well, more trouble for actor Ezra Miller. Miller has been charged with felony burglary in Vermont. This is the latest in a string of recent incidents involving the embattled star of The Flash.
Claims against embattled actor Ezra Miller continue to mount. In a new report by Rolling Stone, a Hawaii father says he is concerned for his 3 children who are staying with their mom on the actor's farm in Vermont. The father claims there are guns and marijuana easily accessible to them.
This was never gonna go that well, was it? The development story behind The Flash is way more interesting than the movie we actually got. Nearly 10 years of development, multiple delays and pushbacks, all the drama from the lead actor, multiple hirings and firings of directors. I thought we'd never get this movie. But it's here. We have it. I've seen it. And was it worth it? Not really. The Flash is nothing special. A movie that feels like a lot happens, but not much happens at all. A film with high ambitions, but it doesn't deliver on all that was promised. I'd love to see the movie that Tom Cruise said is one of the best superhero movies of all time, because this fucking wasn't it. If you've seen the trailers, you've pretty much seen the film. Barry discovers he can turn back time, does it to save his mum even with the warning from Bruce Wayne. Hijinks ensue and Barry needs to reverse what he's done to stop the complete collapse of the multiverse. So far, so Flashpoint. Supergirl has replaced Superman in the Flashpoint scenario, and we've got Michael Keaton's Batman returning as Bruce Wayne instead of Thomas Wayne. Now, when it comes to superhero movies, I'm pretty tired of this multiverse stuff now, mainly due to the MCU, but this movie doesn't actually spend that long on it. A quick explanation is given about the result of Barry turning back time and how that alters everything in the past and the future to split into an alternate timeline, and we see multiple other universes in the finale, but the runtime of the movie focuses on what's happening at that time, and that's something which I can applaud. Performances, for the most part, are really well done. Sasha Calles, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, her Supergirl being a personal standout. She does a brilliant job in this movie, and the movie never makes her a girl boss, and that's a refreshing thing to have in a superhero project nowadays. Her emotions are believable, her choices are understandable. I think she leaves and comes back a bit too quickly in terms of the story, but it wasn't something that bothered me too much. Her finding out that Zod has already killed Kal-El and the way she loses it is an outstanding moment. It's a shame we don't get more of her in the film, and it's likely we won't see her again because she does a brilliant job. Honestly, I hope she sticks around for this Supergirl project that James Gunn's got lined up. I really hope she does stick around. I've heard a few reviews state that Michael Keaton was phoning in a performance for a quick paycheck, but I never felt that. His Batman is now one that's not needed, as crime in Gotham is near non-existent, but he's still got it, man. And it's great fun seeing the 89 Batman do things that just weren't possible to be done in those original movies. It's a shame we don't get more of Ben Affleck in this film. I've always enjoyed his take on Batman. The way he looks is great. He's got some really badass moments, and then he's gone for the rest of the movie. And it's probably the last time we'll see him as Batman. Ezra Miller is by far the weakest part of this movie, and when he's your lead actor, you know you've got a problem. That's not to say his performance is overall bad. It's okay. He does an alright acting job, and that did help me get invested in what Barry's struggle is and why he does what he does. As shown, this movie has 2 Barry Allens, and while the Flash we know is competent enough, the younger Barry is obnoxious and downright annoying for the most part. He wises up and gets more serious later in the movie, but his gung-ho attitude and the fact he never shuts the fuck up, it really takes its toll on you. While the story is pretty basic for the most part, and I think this film would have been served better if it was just a Batman movie, there is one thing I wanted to compliment, and it's how Barry realizes that he can't win. He can't save Bruce, he can't save Kara, he can't beat Zod, and he can't save his mother. It's revealed that the younger Barry, who he's been speeding around with, has spent years trying to do this, and he shows up as an old man at the end of the movie. I occasionally like a story where the good guys just can't do it. I mean, look at Infinity War. No matter how hard they try and how hard they fight, it's a fixed thing in this world. Supergirl will be killed by Zod. Batman will die trying to fight off the Kryptonians, and it's how Barry comes to terms with it all. Unfortunately, everything else I could praise about this movie is a result of things that have come before, and that turns into criticisms because of how they're used. Things like sets from previous movies, the music, the older Batman theme in particular, it's all trying to get a reaction out of older viewers because of member berries. A lot of this film relies hard on nostalgia, so hard to get asses in seats, I got whiplash. The scenes with Barry's mother, with the exception of the last one, where Barry undoes what he did at the start of the movie, are just a bit cringe. The child playing younger Barry, we don't warm to him, and again, with the exception of the final scene, we don't warm to Barry's mother either. The biggest problem this film faces is that there is no way of sugarcoating this. Honestly, I don't think it deserves it. The film looks like arse. The CGI is so rough and so poorly done that saying it looks like a PS3 game is a compliment. I would make the argument that around 75% of this movie is animated, and it's really, really bad. And I'm not buying at all what the director says about, oh, it was intended to be this way. Fuck right off. All the cameos that have been talked about are CG, and they look awful. I couldn't help but laugh at how bad it is. And I don't understand how it could be so bad. With the amount of times this movie was delayed, what the fuck were they doing with their extra time? I have no sympathy for this, because it should be looking polished and at least like it was done by competent people. All of the cameos that have been leaked and talked about were incredibly overhyped. Seeing a CG Nicolas Cage fight some massive robot spider, like what was apparently meant to be the plot of Superman Lives, is cool and everything, but it feels forced, it feels tacked on. The only cameos that aren't CG are Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and it's always a pleasure to see her, because fucking hell, God did a good job on her. And George Clooney shows up right at the end. No idea what the plan was with that, or if it was a last minute thing that was shot, because we all know this movie will lead nowhere. And again, I can only guess it was for member berries. In the end, this movie feels a bit empty for me. It's a pretty basic story with all of the best parts of Flashpoint removed, terrible CG, and the good things in this movie we got too little of, and the bad things were too much. And personally, I hate Ezra Miller. This guy is fucking insane. Grooming kids, assaulting people, breaking into people's homes. The only reason he's got away with all this bollocks is because of his Hollywood status and he's part of a protected class. Fuck off. If this was anyone else...
Bang, see you later, you go in prison. You go in prison.
It really hurts the film for me. Who else remembers when WB were considering recasting and reshooting this, or just canning it like Batgirl because of all the shit that Miller pulls? Those of you who are saying this is DC's No Way Home, get that film out of your fucking mouths right now. As for how this will do at the box office, I actually don't think it will break even. If it does, it will be only just. The normies won't go because of the drama with Miller. The advertising is focused so much on supporting characters, and younger viewers who don't know or don't care about Keaton's Batman just won't go see it. Nearly everyone else will wait to see reviews like this, or from people like Nerdrotic, The Critical Drinker, Mauler, Disparu, The Little Platoon, all of those guys before making a choice, and I don't think any of them are going to be rating this movie too highly. That leaves those who'll go to watch it, to review it, or just those who have a morbid curiosity. And I just don't think it's enough to get the money back. This movie is in the dying phase of the DCEU. Instead of a bang, this is the last whimper of Zack Snyder's vision before James Gunn puts his weird take on the property. This is a movie that ultimately means nothing.
Is it you? Is it me?